to up, and we really meditate or see Krishna, take darshan of Krishna, how we actually should do. We should start with the lotus feet of Krishna. You know, when you humble, you know, humility means also you don't, you know, you meet somebody, especially a superior, a guru or something, and you stare him in the face, you know, like, what is there, you know, tell me, whatever. You humble, you know, we read in the Srimad-Bhagavatam that shy women, they only look on the floor because they don't want to intimidate somebody, you know. And we should have this quality that we look very, you know, from the feet to the head. So, but what does it, you know, the Srimad, it's not that the first canto speaks about the feet of Krishna, right? No. What speaks about? What is the whole process till the 10th canto? What does it speak about? I'm too much this morning, or what does he want? Huh? Yes, about devotees and different incarnations of the Lord who came to prepare basically the 10th canto. So what we get in the morning, to not speak more about or bother you anymore. What we get in when we come together to read the Srimad-Bhagavatam is we get a darshan of the Lord, but not only. You okay? I have to do something. You're not only about the physical form of the Lord. When we come for daily greeting, we see the Lord having darshan. We see the physical form of the Lord. But when we read the Srimad-Bhagavatam, we get darshan of what? What do you think? Maybe do we get darshan of the mind of the Lord, of his inner world, how he's meditating upon his devotees and different stages, and where we can see, where we can link to be part of the Lord's inner world, the spiritual world. And so therefore it's very essential actually that we come together as we come in the morning. We can go any time in the day, we can have darshan. I don't. Why should go for darshan arti? I go later. You know, there's anyway, nobody's in the way. I'm almost alone in the temple room. I can just look straight at Nrsingadev. But why is it so important to come for darshan arati? Because there the Lord appears for the first time. And everybody who's there, he sees also, who is there? Who is there to see me? Who is there to greet me? We also call it deity greeting. We greet the deity. So the Lord is not that we go and we have darshan. We want to see the Lord. We had in Vienna, we had a Sunday feast. And of course, when the devotee is eating, you close the altar. And then some Indian Prabhu came and said, I want to see the God. You know, and he walked straight to the altar. We had, of course, not such an elaborate altar. There was just, you know, like an altar with a curtain in front. And he went in front of the curtain and he just opened the altar, you know, like, and we were like, oh my goodness, like some paramour hiding behind the curtain, and the husband comes home or something. It's like, you know, like, this is not how we should take darshan, right? We should, like, not expose Krishna. So it's we also giving darshan. When we come in front of the Lord, we giving darshan ourselves to the Lord. Right? And he sees us, and he sees, okay, who came here? Who took the trouble to come for darshan arati? And the same way, if we see that the Srimad-Bhagavatam is a person, is a personality, this personality is looking, okay, who comes to listen to the message of the day? Many people, in the morning, they turn on the radio. I mean, nowadays, maybe not radios anymore, more, don't know, some, you know, they're looking at the news. So this for us, for the devotees, this is how we get the news of the day. What's the news? And of course, the speaker made there, and he speaks something, blah, 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 and maybe you think, what has it to do with me? But if you go in front of the Srimad-Bhagavatam in the morning, where the news is presented, with the consciousness, what is there the message for me today? What is the message for me today? I'm sure you will find out what is your personal message for today. And this may differ from the message somebody else gets from it. Because the Bhagavatam is like a diamond. And a diamond, if you shine in with a ray, it reflects in different directions, different colors. And from the angle where you look at the diamond, you perceive a different flavor, different color. So that's the mystic of the Srimad-Bhagavatam. Therefore, it's good to connect. So some maybe cannot because they have service in the kitchen, or I'm always somewhere in behind, but I make an effort to somehow or other connect with the Bhagavatam, because now we have this technology where we have so easy we can listen and watch it even in the internet. Previously we had a radio transmitter here, so we could in the area, I don't know how far it went, in Jandelsbrunn, if you went to the right frequency, you could hear the Srimad-Bhagavatam in the radio. Don't know if Jandelsbrunn got the mercy, I don't think it went that far, but so that was also very cool. But now we don't have radios anymore. Okay, so therefore it's very important that we come together for the Srimad-Bhagavatam. And telling this to myself, being appointed, getting the great mercy by the Vaishnavas to speak and reflect about the Srimad-Bhagavatam is a blessing, and it's also an opportunity, and it's a service. So we're getting service not because we want to have it. It's a service what we are honored with. We honored with a service. We should service approach always in that way. It's an honoring to get in service. And if Gopal Prabhu, gives me the opportunity to speak about the Srimad-Bhagavatam, I'm very grateful. I'm very happy about that opportunity, because speaking to souls who want to listen to the Srimad-Bhagavatam is not an ordinary thing, because those souls, they are very, very special. So we have an obligation as a speaker, and we should take the service in a humble mood and pray to Srila Prabhupada and to our Guru Parampara, and also to the assembled devotees, that we may be a useful instrument in the hands of the Supreme Personality of Godhead manifest in the Srimad-Bhagavatam. Okay, so now, do you have your blessings? Thank you. Go on, come on, breakfast is waiting. Okay, we're reading from the 4th canto, chapter 21, text 11. And the whole chapter is called Instructions by Maharaj Prithu. Of course, we heard the whole pastime of Maharaj Prithu, and now we're going for the direct verses, or for the conclusion. It's basically the conclusion, because now the instructions of Maharaj Prithu, they will appear. And it's so amazing, because in the Srimad-Bhagavatam we have a conversation about conversations, right? And here we have a conversation about two devotees. Somebody remember or guess who actually is speaking here? Yeah, good, clever. And to whom Maitreya is speaking? Yes, Vidura. Very good. So Maitreya is speaking here to Vidura. Maitreya uvacha Ganga Yamunayo Nadyo Ganga Yamunayo Nadyor Antara Kshetram Avasam Antara kshetram dvasanam. Dvasan, actually. Antara kshetram avasan. Arabdan eva bujuje. I'm interested what this word bubuche means. Or Aradam eva bubuje. Bhogan punya chihasaya. Bhogan punya chihasaya. Maitreya uvacha. Ganga yamunayo nadya. Antara kshetram avasan. Aradam eva bubuje. Bhogan punya chihasaya. Please chant. Maitreya uvacha. Maitreya uvacha. Ganga yamuna yo nadyo. Antara kshetra avasam. Arabadyan eva bubuje. Bhogan punya chihasaya. Maitreya uvacha. Ganga yamuna yo nadyo. Antara kshetram avasam. Arabdan deva bubechu. Bhogan puncha chihasaya. Ladies. Maitreya uvacha. Ganga yamunayo nadyo. Andara kshetram avasam. Arabdan eva bubuje. Bhogan punya chihasaya. Maitreya uvacha. The great saint Maitreya said, Ganga, the river Ganges, Yamunayo, of the river Yamuna, Nadia, of the two rivers, Antara, between, Kshetram, the land, Avasan, living there, Aradan, destined, Eva, like, Bubuje, enjoyed, Bhogan, fortunes, Punya, pious activities, Chihasaya, for the purpose of diminishing. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. The great saintly sage Maitreya told Vidura, My dear Vidura, King Prithu lived in the tract of the land between the two great rivers, Ganges and Yamuna. Because he was very opulent, it appeared that he was enjoying his destined fortune in order to diminish the results of his best pious activities. Purport. The term pious and impious are applicable only in reference to the activities of an ordinary living being. But Maharaj Prithu was a directly empowered incarnation of Lord Vishnu. Therefore, he was not subject to the reactions of pious or impious activities. As we have already explained previously, when a living being is specifically empowered by the Supreme Lord to act for a particular purpose, he is called a... you know everything. Prithu Maharaj was not only but also a great devotee. A devotee is not subjected to the reactions resulting from past deeds. In the Brahma Samhita it is said, Karmani nirdahati kinducha bhakti bhacham. For devotees, the results of past pious and impious activities are nullified by the Supreme Personality of Godhead. The words aradan eva mean as if achieved by past deeds. But in the case of Prithu Maharaj, there was no question of reaction to the past deeds. And thus the word eva is used here to indicate comparison to ordinary persons. In Bhagavad Gita, the Lord says, avachan dandi mam mudaha. This means that sometimes people misunderstand an incarnation of the Supreme Personality of Godhead to be an ordinary man. The Supreme Godhead, his incarnations or his devotees may pose themselves as ordinary men, but they are never to be considered as such. Nor should an ordinary man, not supported by authorized statements of the Shastras and Acharyas, be accepted as an incarnation or devotee. Well, that's very interesting. I repeat it again. Nor should an ordinary man, not supported by authorized statements of the Shastras and Acharyas, be accepted as an incarnation or devotee. By the evidence of Shastras, Sanatana Goswami detected Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu to be a direct incarnation of Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, although Lord Chaitanya never disclosed the fact. It is therefore generally recommended that the Acharya or Guru should not be accepted as an ordinary man. Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Om Agnanatimidasya Knananchalashalakkaya Chaksho Midam Yena Tasmai Shigadave Namaha Sri Chaitanya Manopistam Stabadam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupakadamayam Dadati Swaparandikam. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhar Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. I was born in the greatest ignorance, but by the mercy of my spiritual master, he opened with the torchlight of knowledge my eyes, and in this way I may serve you by reflecting on the Srimad-Bhagavatam and this verse. But before I do this, I ask you, what did you remember from the verse? What the verse is speaking about? Two rivers, yeah, very, very good. Why is referred the area, the kshetra, between these two rivers? Because it is very, Yes, but other word is used here. Huh? Did I know that? It's opulent. It's opulent, this land. And therefore it said that it appeared that Prithu was doing what? Yes. So if a normal person would look on the situation, he would say, because Prithu did so many pious activities. For example, what did he do? What is greatest? We just heard in the previous chapter about it. Yes, right. That's quite some devotional service, right? This would be, I don't know, how many tons of vegetables cutting. So, that's quite something. And then we would say, oh, because he did this almost 100 horse sacrifices, he enjoys now his good karma. Right? And so this is the verse what speaks about, it seems like he diminished his good karma. It's like, we know karma is like a bank account. We do some good activities, we pay something on in this karma account, right? And then in one point we go there and get all our good karma paid out. Now we may go for holiday, and then we go to the bank and say, I need my good karma back, right? I worked so hard the whole year. And then we get this amount of good karma, and then we can live for a while like kings in heaven, right? But then this karma is diminished, so then we again have to come and produce again new karma. Like after the holiday, everybody has to go back to work because all the money is spent. Now, no good karma anymore. Now you have to go to work again. So in the same way here, it appeared like that Prithu, he just diminished his pious deeds by living an opulent life. But then what Srila Prabhupada immediately in the purport is counteracting. Yeah, it comes anyway as the Lord desires, but only to Shaktavedesh avatars. Huh? Yes, exactly. Also devotees, because the devotees, they living in the and under the energy of the Lord, so they're getting the Shakta. And in some sense, they're becoming Shaktavedesh avatars. They become empowered. Therefore, many senior devotees, they consider Srila Prabhupada as a Shaktavedesh avatar. Because of his eagerness to serve the mission of a spiritual master, and because of his, of his devotional sentiment was built up in previous lives, or we could say he was sent to fulfill a special purpose. But he got the mercy to fulfill the prediction of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, to be an instrument to propagate the holy name and the Sankirtan movement all around the world. So, and all devotees who follow in the footsteps of these great souls, and they are eager to be an instrument, they're getting a special Shakti. And this Shakti empowers them to be an instrument for a higher plan. And sometimes this instruments or this plan, even for people looking from outside, who would consider that Prithu, who lived an opulent life, he just diminishes his karma, his good karma. They look at devotees and see, it doesn't seem so good what they experience. Right? We remember, for example, Haridas Thakur. He was, by story, he was a Muslim. He appeared in a Muslim family and converted not to Hinduism, to Vaishnavism. Right? And we wait till the Lord comes out. We want to see the God. There comes the goddess. My goddess. Jai Shri Phalat Lakshmi Singhadev Bhagavan Ki Jai. So those devotees, Haridas Thakur, he appeared in a Muslim family and he converted to Vaishnavism. So he accepted the holy name and was chanting constantly the holy name. And the Muslim population and even the so-called Hindu population, they were, complaining about him. Right? The Muslims said he differed from our traditional religion, and and all the Hindus or many people, even Muslims, they accepted him as a great saint. They thought he's a saintly person because he's chanting, he's only absorbed in the pastimes of the Lord, and he's only doing his service. And so many people considered him a saintly person. But the so-called saints of both sides, the Muslim magistrates and Hindu saints or whatever, they were complaining, he's just an imposer. He's just pretending. And people go to him and think, oh, he's a great saint, he's a great personality. And they're listening to him. But what he is, he's just a Muslim. He's born Muslim. He should not enter into any Hindu tradition, because then you only can do this if you Brahmin, if you have a Gotra, right? Sundarsham, you have a Gotra? Yes. Very good. And the Muslims said he fall away from his tradition. How somebody born in a Muslim family achieved the highest goal of human life, born Muslim? How can he give up this achievement, becoming a Hindu? Right? So from all sides he was dismissed. And then they thought, better we get rid of him because he is a disturbance in society. And sometimes when we go on the street distributing books, do we sometimes feel like a disturbance in society? I had many times these feelings, I'm disturbing these people here in the way of enjoyment, especially on Saturday afternoons. Everybody preparing for Saturday night. Right, and then the Sankirtan devotee comes. Oh, go away, right? We disturbance. So and then they thought, okay, let's get rid of him. And how they want to get rid of him? Beating him over 21? 21, huh? 21 marketplaces. Now that's for us sounds a little bit, like what is this? What punishment? Beating one over 21 marketplaces. But it's kind of it's a statement. It's a statement. The marketplace is basically, it's not in Waldkirchen where hardly anybody is there. The Sanjay Prabhu, he often goes to Waldkirchen on the marketplace, and not so many people are there. They're more on Lidl or somewhere, right? But the marketplace. But there was where all the business was going on. That was the center point of a village or a city. And the bigger the city, the more marketplaces, right? So it's a statement. They're bringing him to marketplace and they're beating him over the marketplace that everybody could see. This is what happens. So they're beating him. And the goal in the end is that in one of these marketplaces, he will crush and crumble. He will die. That's the final lesson. But Haridas Thakur didn't want to die. He just didn't die. They could do what they wanted as hard they was beating him. He didn't die till the soldiers who had the service to beat him to death. They were praying to him, please die, Haridas Thakur. It's getting too much. We don't have any energy anymore. 21 marketplaces is still not dead. Come on, what is this? Please, if you don't die, we will suffer because the king will punish us because of our disservice. Right? And then Haridas Thakur said, okay, if you desire, then I will die. And he did. He died. He did die. And so they thought, okay, finally done. What a great personality. We ask him to die and he just gives up his body. And they pushed him in the Ganga. Little did they know that the Ganga has such a refreshing personality that she brought him straight back to life. right? And he walked out of the Ganga, and afterwards everybody thought, now definitely he's a saint. But in the Mahapakash Lila of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, what appeared later, Mahaprabhu basically gave the opportunity to his devotees to understand who he actually is. And then it came to Haridas Thakur, where he said, Haridas, come to me. And Haridas came. And then Mahaprabhu, he took his chadar down and said, look at my back. And the back of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was full of slashes from whips. And he said, Haridas, do you know where I got this from? And Haridas had some idea, but he didn't wanna say it because, yeah, I know it's for me. It's my, said, how did you get it? And said, Mahaprabhu said, when you were beaten over 21 marketplaces, I, with my own body, I protected you, that you don't feel the strength of the whips. So I took the whips, I took the slashes. Say slashes? The beating. I took the beating, that you don't feel anything harmed. Right? And for this he became the Namacharya. He is such a great personality that he would not give up the chanting of the holy name. He would not at all give up the service to the Lord or his connection. Right? As we saw in the singer movie, Prahlad Maharaj is the same example. Right? So this is how the world looks at devotees and they say, oh, look at this. Because he didn't give up his worshipful Lord, therefore he's punished. Look at him. Do we want to be like him? No way. I don't want to be punished like him. Better I obey the order of the kings, the atheists, and all the rogues and rascals. Then I have a peaceful, easy life. Right? But what the devotee thinks, I would never give up my Lord. I could never abandon him. And even if it looks like I'm beating here to death, I'm suffering, I'm dismissed when I'm standing off the street with a stack of books, nobody want to listen to me. Everybody is thinking, oh my goodness, no. Poor guy, he got himself in a sect. He is, oh, come on. I mean, I'm sorry, I give you some, I take 10 euros and buy yourself something to eat or some clothes. Because devotees sometimes when they go on the street, they look a little bit like beggars. But otherwise, how would somebody would give money? The devotee thinks sometimes, right? Anyway, so this is the mind of the devotee is that he will never give up his Lord because he knows in the end he will be protected, just as Haridas Thakur and just as our Prahlad Maharaj. And this is a much greater bliss what a devotee experience in his heart, that he knows I'm an instrument, I'm a Shaktavesha avatar of some extent. I'm in the mission of my Lord and Master. And I carry this mission, I carry this service on my head. And even if this service becomes very intense, I will never give up this service what I got. Now, what does it say to us? If you reflect on this reflection, what do you think about it? Compared how we sometimes approach service given to us by the temple commander.
We should be thankful for the opportunity.
Yes, we should be thankful. That's already a great step, a great realization. I was in Jagannath Puri, the service of cooking one particular dal or one particular rice. They have this kind of, it's like a sweet rice, but it's not cooked in milk, but it's kind of simty sweet, you know what I mean? It's like very delicious. You know, this is one family who cooks every day the same preparation for Lord Jagannath. Every day. From generation after generation after generation. And if somebody would come and say, can I maybe take this service? Can I do the service of cooking this particular same rice every day, same timing, same rice? Can I have this opportunity? What would they say? Never ever. Get lost. What would we say if somebody comes and say, "Can I cook? Can I wash pots today for you, Prabhu?" What would he say? Good fortune arises. Finally, the Lord hears my prayers. Right? That's it. This is what I'm asking for. Finally, somebody saw that I'm more qualified. Not just pot washing. Right? I heard this in Kishore Maharaj was speaking about this, that he one Sunday, usually he didn't went out for Sundays because they have Sunday program in the manor. And then one Sunday he had to went out because there was some other program somewhere. So he came back late, about 1 o'clock in the night. And he came into the manor, everybody was sleeping. But there was still some commotion going on in the temple hall and somewhere. And he looked and there was an old gentleman. We know he was a businessman, quite wealthy, and he was cleaning everything. And Sutapa in this time, I still guess, he came and said, "Prabhu, what you doing here?" I said, "I'm cleaning." I said, "You do this every Sunday?" He said, "Yes, since I don't know how many years." After everybody left, he waited till everybody left, that nobody saw him. He started to clean. And he finished at Mangalati. And nobody knew, because everybody was sleeping. This is how we should do service. There's in our community 2 devotees, a couple. They're coming each and every Sunday, going to the kitchen, refilling all the spices, cleaning the spicing pots, even the edges around, making it very clean. And who knows who I'm speaking about? Whoever saw them. I guess there are many you saw them. But this is we know all. They are both doctors. They're working in quite how to say, esteemed positions somehow, right? They would not need to come, But they do, and it would be, even if they say, "Oh, we earn lots of money, we give a donation." But they know, no, that's important that we do physical service. We engage our bodies in serving Nrsingadev and the devotees by doing such a meek and humble service. Right? And this is the mood how we should make service. In this way, we become an instrument. And that's actually very glorious. And this even if it looks from outside, if somebody would come from the colleagues, would come and say, "What are you doing on the weekend, on your free day? It's Sunday. Why not as a family you do something, go somewhere, enjoy. You earn lots of money. You can go to some Freizeitpark, how you call some amusement park, whatever, do something. No. This is what we're doing. This is what we're doing. Nobody is completely, a very low service. But this gives us the opportunity to meditate that we are servants of the Lord, that we're servants of the servants of the servants. Because refilling the spices is just serving even the kitchen helpers. Even because they should do it. They should clean actually all these pots. If not, then the cook should look over it. Right? Or the kitchen chief. No, so they're serving the servants of the servants of the servants. But what happens? What happens in such devotee's heart? Purification, what you said? Krishna empowers him, but why Krishna empowers them? Yeah, but why he empowers them? What is a very essential spice in this whole cooking sabji? Cooking the sabji of devotional service. What is the main ingredients? Yes, humility, that's also there. That's there, but some Bhakti is also there, but who? Eagerness to serve, yeah, that's all there, but what this all combination, you all right, but something, it all concludes in something, what is actually the crown jewel of our bhakti. Yeah, it's all right, it's all clear, but how we approach this prema, how we get really prema. Who said this? You. Was it like this? Yeah, but serving the Vaishnavas, okay, we come closer, because what happens then? When we serve the Vaishnavas, we get blessings. Without the blessings, Krishna will not even listen. Because of the blessings of Srimati Radharani, we actually come in contact of devotional service. Because why Krishna should allow a rascal like me, who is a street dog, if you would know what life I lived before I joined the ashram, you would consider me not worthy sitting here speaking to you. Right? But because of the mercy of the Vaishnavas, I ended up here. It's only that I'm a mercy case. And this mercy, the moment I'm losing it, I'm lost. I'm gone. Immediately, material desires will creep in. When we losing the mercy of the Vaishnavas, matter creeps after us. So therefore, we really need to do service, not of course to stand in front of Krishna, but to gain the mercy of the Vaishnavas. And if the Vaishnavas say, we even could make stupid things, and we can do it again and again, because our nature is like this. We are carrying this nature, this human nature, or this material nature for so many lifetimes. And we are still dirty because we in the process. It's not that we come to the temple, immediately we are saints. We would like, because then amongst the devotees we could shine, right? So therefore we do everything to follow. And that's good. It's good to have the sentiment, but sometimes we slipping. And then all the other saints around me who came 2 days earlier or even 2 days later, they were, right? But if we see that somebody is really, really eager and struggling, and with humility comes always back and says, I'm sorry, I slipped again, the devotees will say, don't worry, please come in our midst, we will hold you, because you're very, very dear to us. And in this way we make advancement. Therefore Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, a devotee who even commits the most sinful acts, if he doesn't give up his devotional service, if he doesn't give up to connect with the Vaishnavas, then he is still a saint. So this actually gives great hope to people like me. Other people may think, oh, how can this be? Like he is such a rascal, whatever. But for people like me, it's a great hope. And it's the assurance that Krishna really cares about me. And as devotees, who the pinnacle of all devotees is Srimati Radharani, is caring about me and trying to somehow or other engage me in some little service. And step by step, I can be purified. And one day, maybe you call me one of you. And this is what I'm praying for. Please don't give me up. Please somehow or other keep me in your service. Hare Krishna. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Hare Krishna. So, who's ready for breakfast? Or who want to have some, who says there's still some salt missing in the lecture? Let's spice it up by some questions. Okay, then I wish you a wonderful. Is there some duty question? To what? What is the best way to lose the blessings of the Vaishnavas? Well, we all know this, making offenses, dismissing them, thinking low of them. I mean, each and every one who comes here must have some punyam, some credit. I mean, nobody is here sitting in the morning listening to Srimad-Bhagavatam and, chanting and whatever, that's a great personality. And although maybe not on the stage where we think, okay, we should do devotional service, we should be great, that would be amazing if Brian comes in for breakfast and everybody would fall at his feet and say, please give me service, please give me service. He probably would run out of the room and would think the world became crazy. Huh? But this is how we should do, actually. The temple commander, he is the treasure pot. He is the treasure pot. Let's be the first one, because in his mind probably the whole day is, oh God, who will wash the pots? Who will wash the pots? So those one who is the first one say, Prabhu, let me serve today. What can I do? Wash pots. Right? Because this is what troubles him the most. But the one who say, okay, I wash pots, guess what he get from him? The most blessings. Right? He will think, oh wow, this devotee is so amazing. He made my day today. Are you brave enough to do this? When Brian comes for breakfast, will you? No, but even if he's not on this platform, I know we are very careful when we see Brian. Everybody is like, oops, let's go another way. But if he on this platform, even still, we will have the association and the devotees. We will see, there are such devotees who try to go around, and there are devotees who try to go right in. And if we observing them for longer times, we will see what's the difference. What's the difference between those devotees who go right in, who fall at the feet of Brian, and those devotees who try to avoid Brian? What's the difference on the long run? Yes, level of bliss. And resulting out of this bliss is then what? They will leave. Because there's no blessing. So gradually you will fade away. And it's never, the devotees will never say, if they say, please go, that's already severe. But the devotees will not say, please go. But they will think, it's better if he goes. Like we have this with Ramachandra Khan in Puri. Everybody thought, the devotees thought, it's better when he's leaving. He's becoming a disturbance because Mahaprabhu doesn't eat anymore. Right? If the devotees think like that, then you will fade away. And you will think, oh, it's my good fortune. Finally, I'm out of this situation, ashram. Finally, let me find some work and make some money. Make some money outside. But guess what? Every morning, you will stay there for darshan in the feet of your boss. Yes, sir. Right? We may think, for a while we may think, oh, that's great, that's much better because I have my own money. But guess what? the state immediately sees what money you have on your account. And if you think that your bank cares about your money, yes, they do. But they don't care to keep it for you as you think. The money they keep, the bank keeps my money safe. The bank sees, oh, there's some money. Let's care about this money. That we see how we can get it out of his bank account into our account. This is how the bank is thinking. Of course, they don't tell you in advertisement, but this is their aim. That's their goal. So you get some money, hard-earned money. The bank immediately thinks, okay, how we can get this. And if the bank doesn't get it, they're sending their agents of different investment funds and this Bitcoin, that coin, that company, that kind of society of people who help you even more make more money. But who in the world helps you to make more money? What is money? Lakshmi Devi, right? So how you earn Lakshmi Devi by just sitting there and it just comes. They're all promising, you don't have to do anything. You just invest, whatever, watching YouTube videos. And then you get hundreds of euros. Never works. Anyway, it's another topic. So this is how you lose the blessings of the Vaishnavas, and you be not eager. Be not eager for the association, because Vaishnavas associate together by serving together. And this doesn't mean only being in the kitchen and washing pots and doing heavy work. No, meaning together discussing Krishna. That's service, not just the one who speaks or the ones who listens. Because what's the use if somebody speaks if nobody's listening, right? And if nobody asking questions, then, what's the use? So it's together, sitting together, singing bhajan. One is leading, the other responding. And it's an exchange. And this exchange in the middle is Krishna, his holy name. So this is how we associate. And this makes Vaishnava Sangha so sweet. Right? We should go out of the Bhagavatam class and should think, what, that was sweet. Now let's go together in eating prasadam and tasting the prasadam. While we tasting it, we think, wow, that's Krishna. He has some special flavor today in it. Who was fortunate enough to cook such a feast? This when Mahaprabhu went to Advaita Acharya. He said, who in the world is able to cook such a feast? Really, only two persons, you and your wife? Sita Thakurani, you cooked this feast? I bow down to everybody who can offer so wonderful preparations to the Lord. Right? So we should when we taste prasadam, what is very tasty, very good, we should understand this is tasted by the Lord. And he makes it even more tasty because he's so pleased. So those cook who did this service, he must be a saint. I bow down to him. What to speak about the kitchen helpers? Yes, no, maybe. Hare Krishna. Oh, Heidi.
I have a question because, as you said, that we should not be in this attitude that hopefully somebody is taking over my seva. But what is on the other hand if we think like, if you observe ourselves that like thoughts arise like, I could do this seva way much better than this person. Why don't I have the honor to do that service? I would like to.
Well, because Krishna in this moment, he doesn't want from you that particular service, although he could make it better. He doesn't see the like who does it better from an outward perspective. He doesn't see the garland, how it looks outwardly. He sees the endeavor this devotee puts in. And he want from this moment, from this devotee, he want to have his garland. Let's stay for the example with garlands, right? Because he want to see how this person surrenders to him. And from the other person who thinks, oh, I could do it better, he will see the humility to stay back and not be proud and to think, oh, I could do it better, to see, I give my blessings to this person that he becomes even better than myself ever be. That's Vaishnav.
Yeah, otherwise we would do Vaishnava Pravada.
Yeah. To really think the next person, the next puchari should be even make much better service than I ever did. I bless him. And I really do this. I'm not just speaking this. I'm blessing this from my heart. And that's a hard thing to do. Because our material consciousness is, I know better, and I don't tell anybody how I do it. Right? This is how I was raised. And when I was working, I had many, some people know they keep it for themselves because it makes them, how to say? Was? Yeah, unersetzbar, irreplaceable, right? I will be there, this service for my eternity, and then I will take it with me in the grave because everybody will say, nobody could make such garlands than this person. But if we really bold, then we say, no, I give this up, and I give this capacity, what I have, to render so wonderful service, I give this wholeheartedly. With my whole heart, I give this to this other person. This is how we should approach devotional service. And guess what? Then the other person maybe becomes better than you, and then Krishna says, because now your heart is free. You gave away, with that blessing, you gave away all envy. Now your heart is free from envy. Now I give you even a much better service. Now I empower you with a thing you even didn't consider that you will be able to do this. But I'm blessing you through my acharyas. I'm blessing you to do this service. And suddenly you do a service you never thought you will do. And suddenly you're expert in this service. And you should understand that's not your capacity. It's the blessing of the Vaishnavas and Krishna. And you should be ready if some person comes up to say, even this special gift what I got, I should give it away and bless the next person to perform this service even better than I ever did. And then guess what? What happens next? What happens next? Huh? Now he get a blessing, but what happened to you or to me, whatever? Give this again, give the special gift. You got the gift of again a very special service. Maybe you was a garland maker. Now you may become a puchari and you put the garlands on the Lord. So now you puchari and everybody say, wow, you're such a wonderful puchari. So you will keep it? What you will do?
Yeah, the same again.
Yes. And then what happens to you again?
Again, to get a better service.
You maybe get even a better service. Then you become maybe temple president or and guru. Nowadays we have lady gurus, right? You get a service what is even more valuable to the Lord because he knows this person. He with this ability, he gave away his envy, because this is what keeps us. This envy. Oh, somebody, like Indra in this pastime with Prithu. Indra was envious. Therefore, he stole the horse. He made arrangements that Prithu could not fulfill his task because I am the Acharya of the heaven, and if he achieves this 100 horse sacrifices, he will be the Acharya. So everybody will look at him. Nobody will remember me. But if Indra would have come and would bring the last horse and said, that's my most special horse from the heavens. I give it to you that you can complete your 100 horse sacrifices. Please take it and become a better ruler than I ever was. Ooh. Indra, in the Bhagavatam, the whole Bhagavatam would change. right? I mean, so, but you know, this is how that is how it functions. You know what I mean? Because we're giving away our envy when we bless somebody. Huh? Yeah, for me as well. Thank you for asking this question. Okay? Ready for Kitri? Okay, so I thank you very much. Please let me just be your servant. Hare Krishna. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Ananda Koti Vaishnava Vrinda ki jai.